Today we will do a bit of thought transformation work. Along with deeper body work, we need to be alert, aware of what is it that we are feeding into our thoughts, what images we are seeing, what conversations are going on about the everyday situations in life. The problem is sometimes we are thinking of situations outside in our family, in our work, which are not so good. But by the very fact that we are entertaining them inside our head, that thought governs our feelings, emotions, and also acts, moves into action. So while we may think the thoughts are representing reality, we should come to a point where we are just observing reality and our mind is silent more and more, in the absence of which we load the difficulty into our own internal system. So just follow through the process. We will first do a little bit of body work, breath work to ground us to center. And then we'll think of some regular situations in our life. And as the thought comes, we'll do a few practices. I'll use a word called ideality, which simply means, for example, there is a conflict in your home. Let's say your brother and sister are fighting, and that is getting nasty. And that is the reality. So whenever that thought comes, I need to connect it to the above, so that we will do. But I also need to connect it to its ideality, which means ideality in relationships itself. There is no evaluation whether your brother and sister can hold that frequency. That doesn't matter. That is reality. We are now talking about our internal system. In the internal system, we need to always connect that thought to its ideality, which means the ideal possibility of harmony in human relationships itself. That way we are free internally. We'll begin. Connect to your body. Just allow your awareness to flow through different parts of your body without stopping anywhere and awareness getting stuck. Let awareness flow through your body. You would notice often that when a thought has stolen inside you, or you thought, or you start thinking of something else, your awareness gets stuck. Just keep the awareness flowing up and down your body. Now let your awareness flow deeper within the body in general, looking for the silences inside the body, looking for the different experiences stored inside the body, and yet looking for the pure substance that is always present as the base inside the body. Just flow through your body a little bit deeper, keeping your awareness open. Slowly bring your awareness to your thought region, the forehead region and its inside. And now let the awareness flow in a narrow range, just within your forehead region. Let the awareness and your breath, just even your breath, just to flow up and down in that range. The first practice in any thought is to step back. That's your basic practice. When you're aware of your breath in this region, it's a natural step back, which means you're not caught immediately into the thought, but you're able to be with your breath. Now, the basis of this practice is not to have reality as our reference point. We should observe reality, but that's not our referral point. The referral point is the new creation, the new possibility, the new future. 99% of the time we spend in thinking of the current reality and especially its problems. So we unfortunately recreate it. cutting a age-old habit. We want to shift the referral point to the new possibility, which means it's not yet fully manifested, but we want to offer a thought for that. So staying with your breath within the forehead region, think of a situation in your life where things are not good. And normally, immediately, it'll unload the thoughts and emotions and feelings, etc. So it's like you learn to curve your awareness upward. With your breath, pass through different aspects of the situation, which means you will see people's faces, you will see the energies, etc. But as you see them, always put a peripheral glance above. For example, you're seeing the room where the fight happens, and in your peripheral glance, you're connecting to the vastness above. You will understand that you can't just do it once. You have to do it micro, micro, micro. Because as you see the situation, as you see the people faces, you realize that you have locked yourself into these thoughts and images. Shift the glance and look above the person in the situation. Look above the room. Think of someone you dislike a little bit, or you feel uncomfortable, or they just trigger something in you, and definitely there will be different people in current or past. And when you think of that person whom you mildly or strongly are uncomfortable with, you will notice your inner eye is looking at them. Cast your glance above their head, above their image. in these micro practices rather than just doing it once. Now, for a few moments, just cast your glance through your different aspects of your life in the current or past, and always learn to keep the glance above the people, above the situation, feeling that vastness of freedom above the situation, above the person, above your own image. You're doing it rightly, you will notice shifts in your body. It gets more freer, it gets more connected to the above naturally. Still glancing through some of these people and situations, chant a Om above the situation, above their images, above your images. Chant a Om above. Wherever you feel something good in the above, chant the Om there silently. Go to that room in your house or where you work where things are not perfect. Keep your glance on the vastness above and chant a Om. And now thoughts actually act within us, and they act right into the world, into the life situation. So instead of thought holding the representation of the reality, the thought can hold the idea or force of the ideality of what is the highest possible in these situations. And we don't have to frame it in words necessarily. So now go through one of the situations first in your life where things are not so good. And now we have done so far being with your breath, connecting to the vastness above the situation, etc. But now also connect the thought of the situation to the highest possibility of the situation in a universal way, which means we're not evaluating if the situation has the capacity to hold the highest possibility. We're simply connecting this thought, which holds the problems of the current reality. We're simply connecting it to the highest possibility above that thought, as an image, as a felt sense. You have to become a bit impersonal to do it. We're entering into a greater power of life when we learn to do this. So the first, you're stepping back from the thought. Second, through the thought, you're allowing a greater possibility to flow into the situation and into other situations. But we have to counter the habit. The thought will argue the limitations of the present situation. It'll keep showing it. You shift your glance to the above and ask for what's the highest possibility here and connect and connect. Then you strengthen the space above when needed by chanting a Om. Om is a universal sound that brings the highest naturally. Then once again, we'll just do one situation today in this manner. We have only a few minutes more. So again, going back to the situation and looking at what thoughts come, the people, cast your glance above in the vastness. and ask, what is the highest possibility that this situation or situations like this can hold? And simply connect to that possibility as an image or a felt sense, even more that you connect to the current reality. If you continue to see the highest possibility in your inner vision again and again and again, that power flows through your thoughts, flows through your eye, flows through your glance. We let go, and you can continue the practice through this week, failing many times, succeeding a few times, committed to shift age-old habit of thoughts. And now we slowly come back to our body. Be with your breath. We close for today. Thank you.